Move next to Texas A&M, who seems to be on this podcast every week, for good or disappointing reasons, depending if you're dating Aggie or not. A&M, a 2.5 point favorite right now on the road at South Carolina, who also happen to be on this podcast pretty frequently. Shout out Debo Samuel. Over under is 44.5 in this one. And where's that Big East Ben going to go for this one?
Texas A&M looked great against LSU. You had that as your best bet
Yeah.
after
Slow
shaky
start, though. Slow
slow
start.
start, but
Yep.
that second half was immaculate. That second half was immaculate. Uh, this is a letdown spot for the Aggies. I mean, after that huge win, biggest win of the season, now going to Columbus, great environment with South Carolina coming off a bye, and South Carolina has looked great the past two games, hanging tough with Alabama, drubbing Oklahoma. And I still go back. I said this example 2 weeks ago when South Carolina was 2.5 point dogs to Oklahoma. And I said, what would the spread be if South Carolina won those games that they should have, hosting LSU and then at Alabama? South Carolina would be a top 10 team, and they would be probably a 6.5 point favorite in this game. So I'm gonna roll with the Cox. I think they finally get that big home win after losing that tight one to LSU and then getting their doors blown off by Ole Miss. I mean, they got to win one here in front of their home crowds. Shane Beamer feels that pressure. I think the Cox get it done in this one.
I'm looking forward to a lot of Sandstorm being played. I will join you on South Carolina plus 2.5. I feel like we're about to hit the college hardwood, which at Big East Bend is super excited for to see how far he can stretch that NCAA tournament win streak from 11 straight to close the need for screens. Actually, no, this is the need for screens to close the need for seeds college basketball podcast that we do on the college basketball season. Get ready for some good news coming in that direction. Also, preview episode coming out very shortly, potentially on the pregame.com podcast network. We'll see about that, but just a little tip. Maybe might be coming through. A little birdie might just have told me. But the Need for Seeds College Basketball Podcast is going to be filled with home short favorites. So that is my strategy coming into the season. Worked really well last year. And I feel like that's exactly what college sports are. A&M, I think, is going to feel a little bit confident after a win against LSU, as Pete's been already detailed. But I think coming off a really slow start and still winning makes you feel like maybe my flaws aren't so bad, or maybe that slow start is not going to be as bad of a thing. We'll get this to work eventually. But that's where South Carolina strikes. That's where Sandstorm starts getting played every third down. And I'll take South Carolina plus 2.5 as I'm very interested in that side as well.